how stupid I am. That's how I would feel.
Right. So he said, "Who's the biggest dope dealer you know?" And so it was a guy in Waxahachie, Texas. He was selling a ton of crack cocaine, a lot of crack. And we went up on him. I targeted him. We went on an investigation on him, and we actually did a Title III, did a wiretap on him. And then he spun us up to his source of supply, which was a guy out of Grand Prairie, and then he spun us up to his source of supply, and we kept going all the way up to their source, which was in Mexico, as part of a cartel in Mexico, and they were shipping dope all over the country. We got this case went to Chicago.
That's a hub, by the way.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Atlanta and Chicago were the two big, and then plus down at the border, McAllen, Laredo, and Nuevo Laredo, El Paso, that whole area. But that was a blast. We ended up indicting, I think it was 36 people we ended up seizing on that case, millions of dollars and literally thousands of kilos of cocaine and crack, and then it went into powder, because you make crack cocaine out of powder cocaine. So it ended up being a pretty big cocaine source of supply.
Let me use that, Brad, as a segue, kind of. What is your opinion of the drug usage in Ellis County? Has it improved, or do you think this is a battle that's going to be an ongoing battle?
I think there's drugs in every single community. There's no such thing anymore as a drug-free community. You can absolutely have a community where there's not open drug sales, where they're not selling on the street corner, kind of a deal. But there's drugs in every community. Right now, the biggest, it was crack for it was methamphetamine, for a long time. The biggest issue, I think, the biggest thing that we're facing right now in the drug world is opioid abuse. And it's huge, and there's a black market for that, just like there is anything else. Just because it's a pharmaceutical grade of narcotic, that doesn't make any difference.
Have you thought of a plan? Should you be elected sheriff?
Yes, absolutely. Since when I was here, we had when I ran the narcotics unit before I went into administration with Johnny. I was a lieutenant over the narcotics unit here under Ray Stewart. And we had a lieutenant, a sergeant, 6 investigators. We had 2 interdiction guys that were had canines that were out on the highway, and we were the only narcotics unit in the county. Still the only narcotics unit in the county. And so,
is anybody supplying officers from the county to the county for?
No, not currently. No, not currently. So we had that many people there when I was there. Now, I believe there's a sergeant and maybe 3 investigators.
That's it.
That's my understanding. They might have added a 4th by now. I don't know. But one of the things I would definitely do is build that unit back up.
Well, you're a big supporter of protecting our kids. I've heard you in these forums.
Yes, sir.
And I know you personally, and I know that's a big thing for you. Can you kind of give these people an idea of if some of the things that you've got running around in your brain?
Sure. Yeah. One of the things I would want to do, and it's one of my platform items that I think is really important, is establish a dedicated unit that will do primarily target offenders that are targeting our children, and by I mean online predators. I mean.
So you'd have to
human traffickers, the whole 9 yards.
So you would literally have to start those programs, because those programs don't exist right now.
Not currently. Correct. And that, I think eventually it would start out locally here and within the sheriff's office, but I could see that very easily going into a multi-agency unit, with other agencies from around the county. Yeah. And I think I know there's grant monies out there that could be had that could help fund that unit. So it's not necessarily.
You sign somebody to look for those grants.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And truthfully, guys, I know I'm not speaking for every taxpayer out there in Ellis County, but I think I'm tuned in, and I think Brad's tuned into our community here, and I think you guys would welcome more us spending money to protect children locally instead of frivolously, So obviously, I know Brad, and he will do it the lowest price possible. But there'll be some things that he won't be able to discuss publicly because then that'll give away what we can or cannot do. So I know this community is worried about. And Brad, here's the deal. Ever since the internet has come along, bad guys are going to find out how to prey on these other people, and we have a lot of good people in the county who don't roll that way, so they don't recognize the prey when the predator comes.
Correct.
They don't realize that they're prey, and especially when they're teenagers, and I was
and even younger. I mean, how many kids have their own iPads with their own ability to get on YouTube and watch good, great, educational youth videos? But who knows who's watching them? You know what I'm saying? Who else is watching them?
Yeah.
And just because they're communicating or playing a game with, your 7-year-old's playing a game with another 7-year-old that lives in Timbuktu, that doesn't mean it's a 7-year-old that's in Timbuktu.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's
a good possibility it's an adult that's grooming this person.
Right. And that's what this one of the things this unit would do is go after those predators that are trying to prey on our children. I've got 3 kids of my own. I've got 10 grandchildren. 2 of them go to school right here in Midlothian at Frank Sealer, twins, a boy and a girl. Our kids are our future, and I believe that. And so whatever we can do to protect our children. As sheriff, I want to protect you as a citizen. I want to protect your property, your businesses, your homes, and your kids. And that's.
Hey, you know what? That brings me into another segue. Thank you, Brad. We're not going to beat anything to death, you guys. We're just shooting a breeze, all right? But I'll get some of this stuff out as he mentions it, and property.
Yes.
So I've been seeing now. I belong to the Ring community. the doorbell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now they're all kind of tied together. One thing I don't dig is the police are able to get that footage without me knowing it. But that's something.
I don't have a Ring doorbell. I need one probably, but I don't have one yet.
Yeah, or
I think they're a great idea.
So
home security systems and those things. I think that's super smart. Yeah.
I lived in Midlothian for 27 years now, and there was a time where you didn't worry about, if somebody broke into your car, it was a kid from, junior high that had left the apartments and was just being a renegade. But it seems like we're more and more, I see through this Ring outfit, is these people locally they'll have videos of these guys breaking into cars, and it seems like it's a continuation. And I'm only talking about city limits type. I guess that's who I'm hooked in with.
Sure.
Now, do you know? And I know you don't work in the county right now. He works for the Methodist Health Group. Are you commander there?
Yeah. We don't have captains, so we got a chief, assistant chief, and then lieutenants.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like Midlothian used to be at one point. I don't know if they've still got. They call them commanders now, but they're lieutenant. So I've got. I'm a lieutenant there, and got a couple. Well, I've had a couple of campuses at one time. Right now, I just have one in Mansfield, and we'll have the one here in Midlothian.
Really? You don't have to worry about Charlton anymore.
No, we got a new Joe Hall. You remember Joe Hall?
Man, that name's something.
Ellis County guy. I've been here forever. I tease him all the time. Hey, Joe. he looks like the Quaker Oats guy, Wilford Brimley, the actor.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking?
Yeah.
So anyway, Joe Hall. We hired him. He's got Charlton now. He's a great guy.
Yeah. No, there's so many great police officers. That. Yeah. We've been pretty fortunate for the people that we hang around. Sorry, that kind of distracted here. Somebody sent me a message on this. I'm hooked up with this.
I watch it.
Yeah,
I don't have one.
Yeah, I know, and
my wife and daughter do, but no.
And I should have took it off before I came out here. So
no worries.
my studio. What y'all don't see is what this really is. So, and I'm not going to tell you.
You got to come be on the show.
Got to come be on the show.
There you go,
Brad. So I guess let's talk about that then. Property crimes. What do you see the trend or what have you heard is the trend going on here, or have you heard? I don't want to put you on the spot.
No, to be honest with you, the last 2.5 years, I've been out of the county, not out of the county. We still live in the county, and still
But out in that
have properties
circle.
here. But yeah, but one of the things that I know we did that was very successful is we had intel meetings, and I don't know if they're doing that now or not. I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to knock what the current folks are doing, but we had intel meetings where the investigators from all the different cities in the consul's office, including DPS, including the sheriff's office, would all meet and talk about what property crimes are having, what areas are having, because crooks don't give a rip about
Property lines,
about city limits or county or who's where. They're going to go where they think they can get something. But that was very helpful at the time. We also had a guy that would do crime analysis and would plot where these things are going on.
Who was that?
Rick White, who was a sergeant and lieutenant over CID at the time. Jason Westmoreland started that back
in England or something.
No, his wife's from there, but no, he lives down in right outside of Hillsborough.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was the chief of police in Hillsborough before he retired from Grand Prairie PD. Then was chief of police in Hillsborough. Then he retired and he got bored, came to work for us. And he's a great guy.
I just want y'all to know if when I retire, I ain't gonna get bored and come back.
You're not doing it, huh?
No, I guess I don't know how I have time to go to work.